If you have an online business and you are not using Pinterest to drive traffic in 2026, what are you doing? When my business took a hit in 2022, I knew I needed to do something different, so I got on Pinterest and started pinning consistently. And it did take 6 months of consistent pinning to get to where I am today. I now get anywhere from 500,000 to over 1 million monthly views. And that equals a lot of new traffic to my website and to Etsy. Pinterest is always changing like everything else, but in 2026, I think that these are the best practices and this is how you can get started, so follow along. All right, here I am in my Pinterest account. First off, you need a Pinterest business account. And I believe now you have to make a separate business account that's separate from your personal account. So I had to use my business email address to create this account. Right off when you start it, you want keywords this area and in your description. If I want people to search for things like kids crafts, craft kits, adult crafts, business, I want to put those kind of keywords in these areas. And then the next thing that you need to do when you're making this account, and don't worry about your pictures and all that stuff yet, is to create your boards. Your boards also need those keywords, and you want to make separate boards for everything that you're pinning. For example, if I am pinning a kids craft, I am making kids craft, kindergarten art projects, DIY kids Valentine's, students gifts and rewards. Like I have keywords for every season and I have a board for those so that I can pin a craft to as many boards as possible. So if I am making a new board for something, create board, I'm going to name this handmade business tips. Then I'm going to put create. And then to get to the description, I'm going to go up here, go to edit board, and then I can add even more over here, more of the keywords. So I might say tips for Etsy sellers, creative business owners, and stay-at-home moms to make money from home. Okay, so I have the board. And you want to make as many boards as you can think of at the beginning, because the more boards, the better, because then you'll have more places to pin your pins. And again, here is a look at some of I just use this for my main Pinterest now, so I also have like private boards as well, but I have a lot of boards. So after you get all this set up, then you can go to Tailwind. You can also schedule from Pinterest, and it's really as simple as, let me show you. I made some pins the other day. Learn to foil. So I'm going to go to my website and I'm going to use this for my link. And then this is another place where you're putting in your keywords. So DIY foil art with your link. So I could publish it now, or I could publish it at a later date and I could schedule out this post. So I could schedule it tomorrow at whatever time I want and publish, and then it'll get published tomorrow. If you're doing this from your phone, it's a little bit different. You're able to add in tags, and I'm pretty sure, but you can't do that on desktop. You used to be able to, but I guess you can't anymore. Now, you could manually do this at the beginning. I didn't pay for Tailwind, and I did manually do that, and that's okay. But if you are able to afford it, Tailwind is a great option. I think I just have the lowest plan, so I just do 100 posts a month. It's very confusing when you're in here. You're like, what do I do? It's not my favorite platform. But what I do is I create the pins in Adobe Illustrator. Now, I would not suggest that if you are just getting started. You do not need Adobe Illustrator. You could use Canva. There is a free version, and you could create all your pins in Canva. Or I will show you in a bit how you can create pins right here. But if I am uploading my pins, I can select all of them and go to open, and it will have all of them at the same time. So all my pins are in here that I created. Learn to foil. Maybe I want to send mostly all of these to the same space. So you're basically just adding in what we did before, your website, the boards. Now let me just do one of these. Adult crafts you can sell online. Now, I feel like I know the SEO words to use. If you don't know the words, you're like, I have no idea what the words are that are trending or what the right words are. You can go to trends.pinterest Tailwind.com, but you can only go here with a business account. View the shopping trends. You could search the trends. That's what I like to do. So I could do adult crafts. And you can compare them. I can put in a couple adult crafts. I can put in foil art, small business. You can put in 4 at a time. And let's say Cricut crafts. Just to see Cricut project. Okay, Cricut crafts. This will show you, okay, so small business is the top. And then we have adult crafts, and then Cricut crafts, and then foil art. Okay. So small business is really big. So I want to make sure to put small business in here if I have something where I am like trying to target small business owners. Actually, yeah, I'll just do small business. And then the second one was adult crafts. Yep, okay. You know, just like DIY crafts. Let's say I want to take off that and put DIY crafts. Like that's going to be real high because it's so generic. I could add in the word DIY. You don't just want to like stuff it, like you want it to make sense. But I could do this in all of these, add in all this information, and then I'm going to pick the boards. So I'm going to do adult crafts. I'm going to do adult DIY crafts, small business tutorials, handmade business tips. Everything that you think this is going to pertain to. And then I'm going to schedule it, and it automatically will schedule it weekly. You could change it to daily if you wanted. That's fine, but I usually just do weekly, and then I schedule it out, and then you will see your pins over here. Another way that you can do this, and I'm going to come back to this in a little bit, is I can go up here to generate pin, and I can put in a URL. I do not believe this works on Etsy. Let me see. Actually, let's test this out. Let's see if it can generate a pin. So the thing about Etsy is if you're pinning directly from Etsy, and you totally can, I pin both places, the Etsy title that you have is going to override your Pinterest title. So it doesn't really matter what you put in because it'll get overridden. So just keep that in mind. This takes a while. Okay, so it created this for me, and then I can go ahead and schedule the pin. And now, because Valentine's Day is so soon, I'm going to do this one daily. I don't normally pin something this late for Valentine's Day. It's so soon. You really want to be pinning like 6 months out at least. So I can start pinning now, even for Christmas, because it takes a while for the pins to gain momentum, especially when you're new. And then you'll also learn if video pins do better for you or static pins. Video pins do much better for me, but I always pin both. Okay, let's do design pins. So in this situation, I am going to drag and drop an image, pin this to my guide, and then over here it'll show you different ideas. So let's say, let's just pick one that I don't hate. I think these are fine. I just, okay, this one's not that bad. So you can go up to the edit button. So I can like change these colors if I want. Let's say I want to change, I don't love that font. I feel like this works really slow when you do this, so just keep that in mind. I try not to even change too much. And I find that for Pinterest, like the basic fonts usually look best. Let's just do that, that's better. I don't love this blue color. Let's do like a lighter. Okay, change that to the same color. I must have some colors saved from something else. It's like hard to click on stuff, but you know what? That's actually kind of cute. Okay, save and select. Review designs when you're done. Go to schedule. Choose my account. Then I would do the same thing. And then today, like I'll schedule all these out and it'll really fill this up quickly, but you can only get 100 posts a month in the account that I have, which let's kind of check that. So I have the Pro. I have this plan right here. It's 100 posts a month, which for me has been plenty. I personally don't have enough content to get to 1,000 posts a month. If you do, and you want to pay for that, go for it. You can also have the free forever. I started out with the free, quickly wanted more pins. Going back to this, you need number 1, a business account. And the reason you want a business account is because then you can see your analytics and it'll help you figure out, okay, video pens do terrible for me. I won't really focus on that, whatever. You can also see what your top pins are. Kind of fun to see. And when I look in my analytics, I'll talk about this a little bit. Everything's down because I have not been pinning as much the last couple months. I like to look at pin clicks. Let's do last 14 days. Which of these are doing the best? And for me, again, they're all video pins. Yeah, I can kind of I like to do a right click. Let's see if I don't remember what the pin is. Maybe I'm selling something different. Sometimes you can change the site that you linked. Sometimes I cannot do it. It's very interesting. So there's a lot of stuff you can do back here. You can look at, your saves, your audience, see how your pins are doing. So a real quick overview, you want a business account. You want to put keywords in your title, in your description, and then in all of your boards. And make sure you create your boards first, and then you can pin second. And then don't forget this trends.pinterest.com to help you look for keywords. Okay, I hope this helped, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure to follow along because I will have a lot more Etsy tips. Bye.